Hi. So this is one of my offices where I spend a lot of time. And ironically, it's why I can't be with you guys today. I'm blessed to have a job that drives me, but it is a job that does not have normal hours. I've missed a lot of weekend things over the years, weddings, graduations, reunions, and I'm deeply saddened to have to miss this ceremony today. So I recorded this speech for you from our studio in Charlotte, North Carolina, but by the time you see it, I will have already jumped on a plane to California for this weekend's IndyCar race. Which, by the way, some of the drivers in that race, they're not much older than you in the student body. In fact, last month, the guy who won the race was only 18. His boss, 22. He's the grandson of the Yankees' late George Steinbrenner. But even at that young age, George IV says he knows his place and knows when to listen. And I think that's key. I work in an industry where I'm surrounded by smart, successful people. And I hope I've garnered some of that same advice and have listened to people like Roger Penske, who I consider to have one of the greatest business minds ever. I was honored to help induct him into NASCAR's Hall of Fame earlier this year. I'll see him this weekend, and I'm going to be sure to tell him about this great honor. And to say this is an honor is a huge understatement. So before I start rambling, because talking is sort of what I do, let me start by thanking everyone on the selection committee for including me in this inaugural class. I think it's safe to say one of these does not belong. I mean, a gifted musician, a respected professor, an acclaimed researcher, a war hero, and a girl who just wanted to talk about sports. Yep, one of these most certainly does not belong. To the others being inducted today, Kyle, Sandra, Fred, I am in awe of your achievements and humbled to have my name on a wall beside you. And to the family of Mr. Connor, we as Americans are forever indebted for his service. So what does this honor mean to me? It actually has very little to do with me. It's about the town that I'm proud to call home. It's about the community that taught me rallying around something bigger than ourselves is one way we can make the world a little better. I know Clinton is still mourning the loss of Lieutenant Eric Hosette. The red I wear today is equal parts River King and Queen pride, solidarity for our troops, and a continued sign of respect for our town's fallen firefighter. This honor is also about the teachers who dedicated countless hours to making us better. Names like, and I'm just going to rattle some off, Boyd, Mishevitz, Trott, Wilden, Massey, Olson, Wegehoft, Lonergan, Schutte, Moore, Askren, and Bolte. It's about my brother and sister who are actually more deserving than me. They are better people, nicer human beings, and they continue to inspire me every day. It's about my husband who pushes me to rise above, to do it better than I did the day before. It's about our daughter, who truly is the best part of both of us and will always be my greatest achievement. I will show her this plaque someday in the hallway, not as a bragging tool or a bargaining chip, but as a physical reminder to her that hard work can take you places. And sometimes, if you do it right, those places can lead right back to where you began. But this honor is mostly about my parents, two people who 45 years ago put their own goals and dreams aside because they became parents. And as my brother and sister will attest, we always came first. If I had a track meet, they were there. If my brother had a baseball game, they were there. If my sister had a soccer tournament, they were there. Success can be measured different ways, but we were given the freedom to fly and to fail because we knew they were there. Now, that doesn't mean a bailout. It means a shoulder, and there is a big difference. Students, I know some of you probably don't have the kind of support my siblings and I grew up with. Please don't let that sideline you. Yes, it may be more difficult for you, but that also makes the victory so much sweeter. You have all of the tools you need inside of you and in these hallways, the teachers, coaches, your fellow students, but most of all you. So if I do nothing else with this honor that you have bestowed upon me, I hope I can motivate you to dream, to do, but most of all, to give you permission to drop the weight of expectation. I know this is going to seem counterproductive on a day when we applaud achievement, but let go of the guilt of an imperfect day. This took me a long time to learn, even longer to embrace. I'm still learning it today, to be okay with not always being okay. I don't know what it's like to be a student in 2019, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot harder than it was in 1992. So work hard, don't make excuses, and I mean that. You're better than the easy way out. So dig in, but also give yourself a break when you need it. And I hope you'll give me a break too. Please don't let the fact that I'm not physically there in any way diminish how much I think of this honor. I proudly accept it on behalf of the countless others from the class of '92 who have soared. A Navy admiral, an Air Force fighter pilot, a stay-at-home mom, a West Point grad, an entrepreneur, and countless others who achieve greatness in their fields every single day. You know, people treat me well a lot of times because I carry a microphone and sit at this desk talking to Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon. But Dale Jr. and Jeff will be the first to tell you that they are more impressed with kindness than status. So treat people with respect. Take time to pay a compliment. You never know, those kind words you said to someone at 11 a.m. might be the words that carry them through their day. It might be exactly what they needed to hear at exactly the right time. And I mean, what did it cost you? 30 seconds? Try it. And on that note, put down your phone. A colleague who was actually a mentor of mine, a broadcaster named Steve Burns, he passed away from cancer a few years ago. But while going through treatment, he adopted the mantra, be present. Think about those words, be present wherever you are. Soak in the moment, look at the scenery, breathe in the air. Okay, I know some of you may be rolling your eyes at me, but others are nodding. I know phones are important for your generation. I'm not saying don't use them, but every now and then set it down because an experience or memory still happens even if you don't post it. Sounds like I just gave you another assignment, right? Well, it all goes back to connecting with the world around you. And ironically, the best way to connect is sometimes to disconnect. Mark Martin, a NASCAR driver who won a lot of races but came up short in his bid for the championship, was asked if his career will feel unfinished because he didn't have the title. He said trophies are nice to look at, but at the end of the day, they just sit on a shelf. What will last is how you treated people. That's how you'll be remembered. And to me, that is the true meaning of success. And these walls, this building, I don't mean the one I'm sitting in, I mean the one where you're sitting. The people who were here, many who are still there today, they're a big part of that success, my story. And they'll be a big part of your story, too. We all still have chapters to write. So in closing, the 18-year-old me who walked those hallways and talked on the PA and announced baseball games and ran the board at KROS, who dreamt of a job talking and writing about sports, wouldn't believe she would be someday standing here. Or maybe, just maybe, she would. And maybe it's that blind confidence that helped make it happen. Either way, that 18-year-old and the slightly older than 18-year-old she grew into, with plenty of stumbles along the way, well, we are both so humbled by this honor. So to everyone there today, I simply and most emphatically say, thank you.